So sticking with the rustic off-grid homesteading theme, we need a new dining room table. We got a super cool one. It's called a live edge picnic table. We make videos about off-grid living, homesteading. We're converting that barn into a barnuminium. Right now we have a table just for me and my wife. It's like a two-topper. It's really high. She's getting ready to have a baby in like a week. Her family's gonna come out. My family's gonna come out. We really need a proper place to sit down and have a nice meal. On this channel, I also do product reviews. So right now I'm gonna review this live edge picnic table. So here it is. Live edge means they keep the outside bark still on the wood. This guy's 8 feet long, and I just started sanding it. It's really smooth right here. It's still kind of rough right there. So I'm gonna sand the whole thing, because you can just leave them alone and let them just season by themselves. They'll turn kind of gray. But this is really cool. I think it's a beautiful table. I like the live edge. It's definitely like our theme, this rustic look. It's a heavy duty. I mean, come on, how cool is that? Let's see, you can see where I sand it, and then it gets kind of rough right there. So we're gonna sand it today, then we're gonna seal it, and then we're gonna put some kind of maybe like, I don't know if my wife wants to leave it natural or we can gloss it. I'm sanding it with my Dewalt brushless orbital sander. The first coat of protection will be this product called Sunnyside boiled linseed oil. That'll give it a nice protection. Then it'll be up to Meredith if she wants to finish it with this Eco Pro coat. And this is a poly finish and sealer, but that is a gloss sheen. So what are we gonna do, babe? We're gonna do a gloss sheen, or we're just gonna leave it alone?
I don't mind the gloss sheen. I think it's kind of cool.
And then if you look here, you can see where I stopped sanding right there. Feel the sand. Let me know what you think from that side to this side. If we're gonna have to go down another layer.
Oh, certainly a big difference. Yeah.
Huh? All right, let's get back to work. Let me finish sanding. Now we're gonna sand the underside just to get any kind of mold off of it. But you can see he used pretty heavy duty hardware. Really nice thick wood. Nice bolts. Babe, what you doing over there? Fixing the fence?
Yeah.
We got the garden in. We'll have a video about that. You got the deer fencing up. We're just tightening up a little spot over there. She's sanding our picnic table. Meredith is working on the garden. I'm flipping the soil. And right now I'm heading down to that creek to get in some water. Time to knock the dust off. So I shook this boiled linseed oil really well. Got it in here. And now we're gonna start brushing it on. Look at the difference, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They say you can use a rag or a paintbrush. You're looking pretty. Right, we have to let this dry for 24 hours. She's doing the other side. And then we'll flip it over tomorrow and do the bottom. I think that looks pretty good right now, just the way it is. We can put a clean sheen on it next, huh, if you want?
Yeah.
I love the way the wood looks. Look at that, man. That is super cool. It rained last night. We covered it up with all those tarps. I just unveiled it, and I think it looks pretty cool. That's one coat of the linseed oil. Now we're gonna flip it. We started to do the sides. See here, we haven't done it yet. And we did that arm right there, or that leg. So now we're gonna flip it over and coat the whole thing. Now it's time to do the underside. You got the linseed oil?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it looks when we're done here. Bottom side's done. Time for a double coat. Let's get on it.
Mm-hmm.
Second coat of linseed oil. It looks pretty good. Next, we're gonna put this on and give it a nice little gloss Sheen Echo Pro Coat. All right, might have to wrap it up if it rains. But let's give it 24 hours. 3 weeks later, finally getting back to this live edge table. We did the little linseed oil coat, and then life happened. You know what I mean? Actually, what the problem was, and the reason we stopped, because this Echo Pro Coat that we were going to use as a sealer that day, I opened it up and it was all nasty. If you look in here, it's just like, look at that, clumpy. And it's my fault because I had it too long, you know. I bought this stuff last year because I was doing walking sticks. Like, here's a walking stick. And I was waiting for it in the mail to come, you know, so I could do this guy. I wanted to coat it and make it look good. And this is what it looks like after it's like been in the sun for a while. So I didn't get around to doing this either because life happens. Because this Echo poly was sitting up in my shed during the winter time and it froze. So, you know, it says on the directions, you know, you need to keep it in, you know, like room temperature type situation. So I bought a new one, and you can see that the container changed. The goats have been walking on this. There's a little bit of scratches, there's a little bit of bird poop. So I am going to sand it with my Dewalt Orbital Sander, and then I use these Diablo sanding little disc. What's the grit on that? 150. Look, all of these products be linked in the description in the comments section, because look, I'm a registered nurse. There's no jobs out here. We're in the middle of nowhere, close to nothing, on 32 acres in Virginia, and we love it, but I just can't drive 2 hours through the mountains to work. So part of this YouTube channel is to let our family and friends know what's going on, and also we started it so we can kind of monetize the channel and put a little nickel in our pocket. One way you can support the channel, if you're going to do a project like this, you can hit on those little links and buy these products, and it'll put a little nickel in our pocket. Thank you so much. Taking off a little light coat, and you can see just by sanding it, it's brightening it up a little bit, getting rid of this. I wouldn't say it's mold, but it is kind of like mold. Also, since we didn't get back to this project for a few weeks, you can kind of see that the sap kind of came out where this knot is. So I want to sand this down so when I put the clear coat on over here, you know, it will be able to absorb into the table. And you can see with this sanding with my Dewalt brushless Orbital Sander, you know, because it has a little bit of that mold, you can see it's black. And over here, we're just taking off a light coat. It looks a little bit different and it's smoother. And that linseed oil, it's in the wood, it absorbs, but it's not staying on the top like a coat, like to seal it. And that's what's gonna happen when we put that clear coat on. So you can see the difference in the line right here. Now that I did the table, I really wanna clean up my walking stick because you can see the mold all over it. And I have a video, or we have a video where we made these walking sticks one day. It's a cool little project you can do with your family. And I actually, you know, put all these little marks in here with the drill, but I actually bought a Dremel tool set that, you know, the next time we can get a little bit more artistic. Wow, sanding really brightened up my walking stick. And then, look, I told you, I got a Dremel set. You know the drill. I'm gonna have a link in the description in the comments section. All these different bits, because like I said, I just did this with like a knife and like with a drill, but you can get so creative with something like this. I actually have a video where we made these walking sticks. I'll put a little like a photo up here. You can check that out because my nephews are coming to town. That's why I'm getting this table ready, and I'm actually gonna build a bench today out of some wood. And we were gonna go to all these swimming holes, but look, it's like cloudy. It's like 70 some degrees out. This is the perfect weather for me. But if they don't wanna go swimming, this is really a cool thing to do with like your kids. You know, you get a little Dremel set like this, you get a little sander, take a little handsaw. If you go camping or whatever, take a little hike, get yourself a stick and make some walking sticks. These things are really nice because when you're transversing, is that a word? Is that the correct word? Like across a creek or something, and you're walking on rocks, it's always nice to have that like third leg right there so you don't fall. We use these all the time out here. They're super, super cool. So let's get back to the table. Now, I sanded the table. There's a lot of dust off there. I want to get the dust off before I apply that clear coat. And you know what I'm going to use? Just went into the shed and got my Echo leaf blower. This is the BP580T model, and this thing is awesome. It's powerful. I've had this for probably 7 or 8 years. It starts up every time. One of the cool things I use this for, and I impressed the neighbor around here, because we have a couple down the road that owns Back Creek Farms. They sell like maple syrup, and they make maple syrup. And I went down there and helped them out because they're an elderly couple, and I was like, hey, when it snows, you just call me. I'll shovel your business and your home and all that kind of stuff. And I came down there with this leaf blower and did it in a few minutes. And he was like, whoa, what you got there, buddy? And he looked, and the next time I went to his house, I saw him on the phone looking, and he wants to get himself one. They're good for blowing snow, but like, you know, if the snow's real light and fluffy and if it's not too deep. That's about how easy it is to blow some snow too. Now, just a little light dusting. This cloth really isn't even damp. I mean, it might have like a couple drops of moisture in there, but I'll just get this up here, and then we're gonna do the moment we've all been waiting for, the clear coat. Here she is before the clear coat. When I was a kid, I used to love doing this. Coating things with it. We call it a shellac. I guess that's what they called it, like in wood shop. So let's go over there and shake it up. Took the lid off and I cut this off already, but you gotta really shake this stuff good because it's almost like a liquid glue. Got this guy we're gonna put it in too. All right. Now this is what it should look like. It shouldn't look like rice pudding. Looks kind of very milky. All right. Now I'm just gonna brush it on. We go. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Try to go with the grain. Oh no, I'm so sorry, little bubby. I'm sorry. Either he's gonna get real high or he's gonna die. Let's do the last bench right here. I got extra left over, but I figured I'd do my walking stick right here. See what it looks like before. And then we'll do a little bit on that. Double coated it, but before I show you the final product, I actually have a natural knack for making fresh flower bouquets. Or is it bouquets? Bow or boo? It maybe around Halloween it could be bouquet. If it's bouquet, put a little bow in the message, you know, like the little symbol, little bow. And if it's bouquet, put a little ghost. But right now I'm gonna go out to the fields and make a bouquet. When we lived in San Diego, we had a beautiful property out there in the mountains, and I used to make beautiful, beautiful bouquets. Here's what I found. I got my little mason jar. Let's go put some water in it down by the creek. This is our line right here to water the garden. Go down here, get some water. Watch out for them snakes. Oh, come on now, look how good that water looks right there. I call this piece Weeds and Wildflowers. The walkie stick's pretty cool now. Yeah. You guys can go watch that video and watch us make these. Super awesome. And there you have it. The live edge is completed. We sanded her down. We put some linseed oil on her. And then a nice clear coat. I mean, come on, man. This table is beautiful. Next videos, I'm gonna set up this fire area because we eat there, we cook here and hang out, but I don't have enough seats for everybody that's coming. I got 3 nephews, my sister-in-law, my brother, and my mom with my wife and me. So I'm gonna make a bench out of these live side edges I have here. Like I told you guys, I work with an Amish guy. We build things, and I got a bunch of these for free because what did I do with them? I made garden boxes. If you go all the way through, I got garden boxes. And they are working out perfect. I like that rustic look, you know, let's keep it rustic. And then I'll have some stumps that I'm basically gonna use to make the legs for this. Some nice maple logs right here, stumps. You see I've been processing firewood like crazy, getting ready for winter. I also have some trivets, these pieces of wood that I cut thin like that. I did this for the goats, but I got 3 of them. I think I'll fix them up and put them out here. So guys, if you like these videos, we usually do videos on homesteading, off-grid living. I'm converting this barn into a barnuminium. I do product reviews. Like I said, we live in the middle of nowhere, close to nothing on 32 acres. We do videos about all the little swimming holes around here, warm springs, mountain bike riding, overlanding. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, hit the bell for notification, watch the video all the way through to the end, give us a little thumbs up, leave a comment. It would be super cool. And all those products I showed you, maybe check out the links and help us out to support the channel. Guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. But I'm coming home. Somebody has some big creek swimming today. Somebody has some big creek swimming. She's going over to that natural spring over there. Homestead Overland, Virginia.